Fluffy Rabbit Man gets adopted. Purple Alien Geologist. Oh, dude. That is going to be the title of this episode.
I love it. The story of Purple
Alien
Geologist.
Geologist. Yo, this thing's actually really cool. Alright, welcome to another episode. This is episode 2 of whatever the hell this is. We haven't called it anything yet.
So it'd be really cool if you just came from episode 1. Welcome back. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
If you haven't listened to episode 1 yet, what the heck are you doing? Go and listen to it.
Listen to our first attempt.
That is our first episode. Like, that is not
tried.
something to, like, miss. No, we're getting rid of all the teething problems we had last episode. We'll hopefully have video the whole time this time.
Yeah.
And you can see things have moved around a little bit, but we'll be just tweaking it as we go, which is pretty cool. Today, we have thought of a name.
We have thought of a name.
Is that pretty cool?
What's the name? We got to give the name first.
Oh, yeah, true. It is called The Story of...
I think that's pretty good. ...
I think that's pretty cool.
I don't want to toot anyone's horn, but it sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, because, like, every episode we can just talk about the story of literally anything.
Of whatever we like.
Because this podcast isn't going to be specific to one genre or one type of anything.
It's just
going
kind
to be
of everything.
whatever we want to talk about, really.
But
we have cool guests on. We talk to the cool guests about their stuff. So today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about our good versus bad for the week. Good versus bad vibes.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a guess the movie from the description. So Jay and I have made descriptions for each other. And we're going to talk about Jay judging in Rome? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
What's the story of that?
But we'll get to that later.
Yes. Awesome. So this is going to be fun. So do we want to just kick it off with good versus bad? What's your good vibe? Good vibe. What's your good bad? What's
my good bad?
What's your good bad?
My good vibes, if anyone's actually watching this, you can see in the corner of the screen, we have an army of little rubber duckies that we have, and they're pretty cool.
And they're all nice little characters.
Yeah, they're little characters. So Jay is going to explain this is the good vibe. So I went on and found a heap of really cool individual duckies for Jay, because Jay has a cool thing that he's got.
Yeah, so for those that are into cars, the Jeep Wrangler scene has like a duck Jeep game where you like duck other Jeeps. So if you like someone's Jeep and you're driving down the street, you see it parked up, you stop and put a rubber ducky on there. And so we thought it would be a little different and order, and it's kind of popular around like our area that we're in, and I have a Jeep Wrangler. So
you've just bought the Jeep Wrangler too.
I just bought it as well. So we're new to it.
Yeah.
But we're trying to we just ducked our first Jeep a few weeks ago. It's probably really obnoxious, but the guy who we did it to, he loved it. We seen him jump back in his car as we were jumping in ours, and he was trying to work out, and he was really happy that he got a duck. That was actually kind of fun.
It was really cute.
Yeah, and I've got a couple in my car now. We've got one on the forklift at work.
I'm going to put one in my car. This is my one. Hang on.
It's like a princess rubber ducky for the audio listeners. It's like a princess rubber ducky.
It's a little rubber ducky with a tiara, sunglasses, a chain, and it's on a pool floaty that has rubber duckies on it. And I think it is the coolest thing ever. And that one's mine.
Yeah, and we've got like what do we got here? Like El Quack Capone.
Yeah, we've got
El Quacko.
We've got Biggie Quack.
Yeah, we got 2 Quack Shakur. We got like all these different ones. There's a lion,
Big Quack and Little Quack.
Like, there's baby quacks.
They're so cute.
There's heaps.
They're so cute.
For some reason, we have a lot of Easter and Christmas ones.
We did like a random one. So, like a mix bag, and they seemingly gave us like 8 Easter ones, and then a lion and a Christmas duck. Which, fine, very festive, but we just passed Easter, so...
Yeah, exactly.
But
that is a good vibe.
It is a good vibe. I'm very excited to put these on some Jeeps that we see.
Yeah, that is a good vibe for the week. I think that's awesome.
What's your good vibe or bad vibe?
My good vibe, I mean, we're going to talk about one of them.
Yeah.
That is that I got selected to go judge in Rome for scootering.
Woo-hoo, yay.
Freestyle scootering. It is a sport. We're going to talk a bit about that. Or we could even talk about the story of scootering one day. But another good vibe was this morning, my brother came up here. Oh, sorry, he didn't come up here this morning. He was up here for the weekend and doing
we are in Queensland, by the way, and he's from Victoria.
Yeah, so he came up to Queensland and was doing this like filming for like a military course.
Oh, it's pretty cool. It's like a 24-hour like challenge thing.
Yeah. I caught the end of it and dude, they are brutal. So they're like crawling on the beach and dudes are literally like degrading these people. Almost not degrading because they signed up for it.
Yeah.
But it's military motivation. So it's like pure like drill sergeant stuff.
Yikes.
And I don't know, it was funny. They found fun in it. Some people like dropped out of the 24 hours, as you might if you were. But if that's what you signed up for, and like a lot of the guys are ex-military, and it was really cool hearing some of their stories. I only heard a couple anyway. But they sound like they all had fun and they're all come out stronger on the end of it. And there was even like a girl who was in it for the full 24 hours, and she was like the one to kind of pick people up and get them remotivated when they wanted to drop out. Like, oh, it's a wicked team.
Wow.
So seeing that was a vibe, like just to see the camaraderie. So yeah.
Wow.
That's a good vibe.
I don't really have a bad vibe. Oh, actually, I kind of do. So mine's kind of like a good and a bad vibe. So I talked last episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Or listen to it. I talked about the It Ends With Us trailer because it came out the day after we recorded that last pod. And now it is out. I have watched it. And there's also been an interview with the original author of the book. And it has explained a few things that will make it make sense. So I said there was a lot of controversy with the age of the actors that they've chosen to portray these people, because in the books, the main two characters are 23. So the main girl, Lily, is 23, and Ryle, the main like love interest guy, is 30. That's a big age gap from 23 to 30. There's a lot of growing up in that. But they've changed it about 10 years older, and they've described why they did that. And I think it makes a lot more sense, sure, to have those actors, but I don't know how much that will benefit. I don't think that benefits the story for having read the book, but I'm very intrigued. It does make a lot more sense because a lot of controversy was on the casting, but I feel like they should have said that at the very start, that they were aging up the characters and not waited after all the backlash. You know, it's a bit like backtracky.
How long ago did the book come out?
Oh, a couple of years ago. It was a while ago.
So it's like still fairly new. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, still fairly new, but not like new. Maybe like 20. Oh, I would hate to say the wrong year. Like 2016. I don't know. I remember I read it in like 2017.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's like, I'm backtracking a little bit. I'm not as harsh as I was on it the other day, because now that she's explained that there is an age up, it's not like Blake Lively is like trying to play a 23-year-old. She's trying to play like a 33-year-old, which is much easier.
Yeah.
Because she's like 35 or something like that. Like she's not super, like she's not old in any case of the word. So very interesting. Just wanted to put that out there so no one comes to me, because now that the trailer's come out, it makes a lot more sense. And that interview, that's the main part. Alrighty, guys. Sorry, we just cut there for a hot second because I've got allergies today. So we're just gonna cut out all
this. This is gonna be
all the sniffles, but
chip chop episode.
It'll be fun.
Hey, more teething issues. No,
we really want to do this episode today because we've got some pretty cool ideas, and we want it while it's fresh.
We got some fun stuff.
So, do we want to play a game, or do we want to do a bit of an interview first?
I think maybe we'll all play a game, and you guys can play as well. At the end of the episode, or if you want to skip the whole story. If you want to skip the whole scootering story, you can go straight to the back, but come on, no one reads the book back to front.
No. Well, some people do read the last chapter before the whole book, but that's
and also
crazy.
I think Korean books go backwards, right to left. But
yeah. Okay, so the cool thing that we have and the cool news that we have is Jay over here. You tell your news.
That's me. So I'm the second host of the podcast. Yeah. So.
What's your news?
I do. Well, I should lead with some backup, with some backstory. So I do scooter judging for like freestyle scootering, and getting to our world finals in Rome, and I get to judge the world finals. So which is gonna be really cool.
So who do you work for? Like, who are you getting sent there?
Oh, well, so it's for World Skate. So the World Skate Championships, I guess. It probably has a better name than that. Sorry.
I think it's the
World Roller
the roller champion
Roller Sports.
the roller sports championships.
World Roller Sports Championships run by World Skate.
Yeah.
And I am specifically judging the scooter, freestyle, park, and street categories. Which is pretty cool. Same as skating, you've got park and then street.
Yeah. And what's your like title with them and why you're getting sent over? Like,
so my title with them is
at the moment
Freestyle Scootering Head Judge for Australia and New Zealand.
Which is pretty damn cool.
And I just went to New Zealand a little while ago, which was a wicked skate park, which is fun because I play it in a video game. I play that skate park in a video game, and then you could go to it in person, and
that's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool, and it was sponsored by the people who made the video game as well, and then sponsored by a bunch of other people as well. But a wicked event, and that was the Continental Championships, won by some awesome riders.
You're going to Rome.
Yes.
In September for this competition. But
yeah.
I want to ask you a couple of questions about judging because I love to pick your brain about this stuff because Jay got me into knowing all about scootering and like the freestyle scooter category, and I've been around a lot of the events and stuff, so I have a love for it now as well, and I think it's so fascinating that this is a cool sport, and I can't wait for it to just leap into the stratosphere and be well known by everyone. So I have a few questions.
Yes.
My first one, what is the best part about judging? Overall.
I think the best part of like judging specifically or like scootering judging?
I would say like in your field. Like
all right. In the judging that I do, I think the best part is doing it for so many years. You see like some people will, especially that like, I don't know, early teens riders, I guess, when they're like 12 to 15 and like you see all the people like hitting puberty, they get a little more strength or they get a little more courage, whatever it is. That's like a really wide range of where they, like 1 year, it might be, you know, this person's first, second, third. And then they'll step up to the under 15s category or whatever, under 16s. And then they'll be like heaps better in like 2 years.
So it's like seeing when they like click.
You see the
and
people
it all just
that
falls
like,
into place.
Yeah.
So like that brain break moment of.
Yeah. And because it's a sport that like you can either go down to the local skate park and have 3-year-olds on a scooter, or you've got the dudes like me that are 25 and still riding for some ungodly reason.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, you've got like such a wide range. And then there's also the people that take it way more serious than the other people because they're just like, oh, I'm just a weekend rider or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, some people turn it into like full-time jobs. I don't know. There's such a wide range of like if you're like, for instance, if you're a race car driver or whatever in a certain field, it's always like, you know, you've got to be committed. There's so much money you've got to spend on it. There's so much. But if you're just someone who has a scooter, a $300 or a $50 scooter off Facebook, you know, anyone can sort of get into it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's how far you commit is how far it's going to take you, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, if you're all in, it's going to give back. All in, right?
It's not a sport that's won by like money or...
No, you definitely need talent. Like.
Yeah, and there's definitely like a lot of courage that comes into it. Like, and there's also like the people who have heaps of skill. I don't know. Once you're in it so long, you can see those who have the skill. Oh, I know if I move my arms this way, I can land this trick, and it'll be like a crazy cool trick.
Yeah.
But then there's also those that have the talent, and they like can do that.
But they
and
can't
land
explain
it smoothly. It's all the details. They can land it smoothly, or they can add another trick in there, or they can spot where the judges are going to see that trick best from, or they go, oh, where the judges are sitting. Like some people have come up and said like, where the judges are sitting, if I do this backflip with like a tail whip or whatever, they're not going to see the first two because of where they're sitting. So I'm going to do a 360 trick so that I end up facing them and doing a cooler combo anyway.
Wow. So they're like going on like the science of catching your attention.
What the judges can see. Because it is, it's like if you think about it, it is really just a dance performance.
Yeah, and like in dancing, they
Yeah.
pretty much tell you to like eyeball the judges as you're dancing.
Yeah.
They tell you to like aggressively like watch, like look at them and make eye contact.
Yeah, spot on.
That's crazy.
Like there is a few things that are like based off of, I guess, facts and logic. There's a couple categories that you kind of think about, like if someone's dropping a foot or if someone's doing this, like that's something everyone can see, like that is a foul or a penalty.
Yeah.
That's a penalty. Oh, yeah, cool. But then it's all the creative side of it, style, or how much speed they get, how much whatever, that's up to interpretation for judges. So
and that's why you have multiple judges.
Yeah, and that's why you have, because
it's not just hard and fast
it's not all
rules.
opinion based, but some of it is.
Okay, next question.
Majority of it is.
Kind of the opposite end of that. What's the worst part about judging?
The worst part?
Yeah.
I think the worst part is the mental strain. It also, this is gonna make me sound like feeding for attention or something. I don't know. It's like the mental strain, but it's also a job that no one, not that they don't take it seriously, but I guess like you could sit there all day, see like 300 people, and then someone like 300 runs, you'll see like 300. So 150 riders is what I've seen in like a day at some of these comps.
Yeah.
And they both get each rider gets 2 runs each. So you've got to see 300 runs, and someone will come up at the end of the day and go, oh, I was really like, I don't think I did my best. What did you think about this? And you go, what?
Like, can you show me a video of your run? Because as soon as it's after that heat or that, like as soon as I put in my scores, that is kind of out of my brain, right?
Yeah, which I think everyone who judges is kind of always getting better at that. Like taking mental notes or remembering. Sometimes we don't remember it by people's names or whatever, just something they have on their scooter or something they're wearing. Oh, that was red shirt guy on his first one that we seen an hour ago in his first run. We seen him do this, and it's also like the format's changing, like we're getting shorter heats and things like that.
That's why Jeremy Merrin wears all pink, right?
Yeah, so I mean he's a memorable character.
Like he literally wears all pink. Jeremy Merrin wears pink, and I think that's a really good identifier for him, because you just sit there and you go, oh, you see someone flying across the skate park, and you go, oh, that must be Jeremy because he's in all pink. Like it works so well.
And then there's also the people that take that into their style as well, and they might ride differently, or they do a trick a certain way, or they've even got certain tricks. Like every rider's got their own style, but some of them are way outlandish to where you remember it, and it kind of captures your attention. But at the same time, you can't, if there's like, let's say they're the only person doing this certain trick, like Dane Forbes is a rider that does backflip Bri butter, sick trick, it looks super funky, but you can't judge it higher just because he had that trick in there, because he might do a bunch of basic stuff and then another rider does way more tricks or something.
Yeah, like more bangers.
Yeah, more bangers.
Yeah,
something like that. It could be, and it's all a balancing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's the worst part, the mental strain. But like also, not that there's not recognition for it, but
you definitely
some people don't
need the
recognize.
energy bars.
Yeah,
like you need to eat bananas for the slow release and everything like that. That one makes a lot of sense.
That's probably the worst part of it.
So the next question I have is, how do you judge differently for the different age categories? Like what is like the kind of the basic idea of like, how do you judge like a group of 6 or 7-year-olds to like the under 16s, like how do you equate for their ages and the differences as the categories?
I suppose think of it as like a bell curve. Yeah, there's always going to be that hard middle pack where all the 7-year-olds might be doing, they've just learned like how to ride the ramps, whatever. Like the super basic, like they've learned to roll around the park.
Yeah.
Obviously for an under 16s or whatever, or a pro rider, that's the bare minimum. Oh, you know how to roll around the park? That's cool. Like,
great, good
show
job.
us the trick.
Yeah.
But, then you see, like, dude, some people in under 7s are doing like flares.
There's
like
that
flips.
One of the kids, I can't remember his name, but we were at a comp last year and he literally did a flare and he was in under 7.
Like, what the hell?
Like, excuse me?
And then so that's the bell curve. And it's like, so
true.
you've learned to roll around the park. You can also do like tail whips or hand tricks, grabs, like whatever it is. But then you've also got flares. So this kid has different types of tricks. And then I suppose that's the best way you go about it. is what you expect from each category is obviously just riding, like having confidence on the scooter to go up and down the ramp. So confidence. And then you think about the courage to pull tricks. So then it's like, oh, this person can move. Maybe they're not afraid of like letting go of the scooter, like so they can do a bar spin or a tail whip.
Oh, yeah.
And then you think about once they've got that down, then it's like combos of tricks, which is another like courageous thing. But then it's like, oh, now they can do it with style. So that person has done it enough to where they're confident enough to do it, but also like they've got the skill to land like in style, or they've got their own trick.
Yeah, that's
that they do best or something, like, you know. Yeah, so I suppose that's if that's a good way to answer that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but it's always a bell curve.
Yeah,
every category is like whoop.
Yeah, because you're definitely right with the whole like mid pack of everyone kind of unlocking the same tricks at the same time, because they also all ride together as well. Like they're all friends and they all ride together and they're all learning the same tricks at the same time and teaching each other. So
and I can't think of like how many times we've had. Because we watch, or the idea is a good judge would like watch practice, so you can almost sort out where they're going to be on the ladder before it even happens. All they've got to do is like actually land it.
Yeah.
So, and you've probably seen us like so many times. We're like, oh, we know that if that person lands what they're doing, they're going to get like first or second.
Yeah. Or
like first and second. All the like those two we're going to weigh up, but the rest of the 7 riders, we don't know where they're going to end up. So who's going to get third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever. Because the mid-pack is so hard to differentiate, because they're like they might be all the same run.
Yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, or so similar. It's just getting all the details.
Okay.
That's probably the hard part.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah.
That mid-pack is probably harder than, sometimes maybe way harder than 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Literally.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've heard you having that conversation with the other judges before of like, oh yeah, no, 1, 2, 3, that's easy. We've got that. But like, where do we put 4 to 15?
Yeah.
I think because sometimes my job is putting in the data of all the judges' scores so that they can figure out what the standing is before, and then they can go back and change it. And at one point there was like, it was a nationals, and between 4th and 15th there was like 8 points, there was like 6 ties. It was insanely close, and they spent like an hour and a bit trying to figure out 4th to 15th. It wasn't even 1, 2, and 3 that they had to worry about. That was easy. It was placing 4 to 15 right, because there was also like tickets to the World Championships involved that only went to like the top 10. So they had to figure out who did and didn't get it. It was really hard. Yeah, I do not envy your job in those situations. I could not judge. I will happily input the numbers.
That's probably another thing, is like someone told me a long time ago that judging's more about like how confident are you in your own scores. Like if you've looked at the criteria, how confident are you in saying like, oh, that person deserves this score because they've done this and this and this and this.
Yeah, like, right. Yeah. Okay, are you ready for the next question? I got a couple more. So this one's more of a backstory. So how did you get into judging?
How to get into judging?
How did you start judging?
I fell into it and I sucked when I started. So I did like filming and whatnot for some of the competitions. Through a friend? Yeah, through a friend that was riding in the competitions. So we did like a nationals competition, and I just got asked, can you jump on a camera? So I jumped on the camera and probably got paid like $100 for it. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So I get to watch my idols like ride the skate park and get paid for it. That was fun. And then I think the next year I went to the first round and just took photos on my own camera, and then they only had 2 judges and they needed a third. And I got put by myself like in one of the corners of the skate park, and they're like, oh, cool, this is this and this is this. I was like, okay. I was just like putting down numbers, and like turned out I was doing one of the categories entirely wrong because the system was kind of hard.
They also at that point didn't seat the judges together. They had them separated.
Yeah,
right?
No, we're all separate.
So there was no communication between the judges, which that you need to have the 3 judges together.
I think that changed pretty quick.
Yeah, they need to go together. Like it's crazy.
But I don't know. That was like 6-7 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
And then like we've had a big change in like the organizations that are running the competitions, and this other one seems to be like, this new one that's has like got all this knowledge with like skating and rollerblading.
Yeah, they have the background.
Inline, sorry, not rollerblading. They don't like that.
No,
it's called
inline. They have the background though, and they have the history of other like roller sports. So adding scootering in was just the natural next move, right?
Yeah. And so far I think like the only event I've done with them. Well, yeah. The only event I've done with them so far has been
Top
miles
tier.
above. Like it's so easy. They make it really easy. You've got like just an iPad and it's 0 to 100. So as long as you already know how to judge, which the old format of a different organization, that helped with a lot because it laid out the categories.
It was good
how
for
much,
teaching, yeah.
Yeah, and how much you like weight you should give each category.
Yeah.
Like difficulties easily, we all say like difficulty is probably the thing that's going to give you the most points. But if you have a really difficult run with no style, you're only going to end up in the mid pack again.
Yeah.
So yeah, once you know how to give each category different weights, then using this 0 to 100 thing on the iPad and you just write notes on a piece of paper and away you go.
That's great. And it's
like,
live scoring, right?
Yeah, live
this
scoring.
This new
as
one's
well.
live scoring, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool.
I jumped on when you were in New Zealand and I was very sad and missing you because I was here all alone. I jumped on to the live stream for like the pro men and the live scoring was so great. And also like the boys can see, or like the men can see what their scores are as they go. So they can see what they have to throw the next round to land and like, everything like that. Like,
so that person, like it might have all the scores and you're the last person in that heat and you do a run and you're like, oh, I could have done this and this better, but let's see where the score comes out. And then you pop up to like second. You're like, oh,
damn,
I've got to do better to get first. Like, so I got to push even further. Like, and it adds a lot of drama if you're like on the day being there. I think the street got cancelled, but the street competition, because they do like a best trick, just the way the format is awesome. So you get all the scores for like the competition runs, and then it's like wicked. Now we've got every rider has to go and do a best trick, and they just go back to back to back. So you see people throwing down one banger, and that also accounts to their score. So then the board's like shuffling around, people are going around.
Wow.
And so one trick gives you 50 points, whereas the competition gave you 100. So it's out of like 150. And it can get down to the last person. They like just land their best banger. And you don't, even as a judge, you don't know where the scores are going to come out because I might disagree with the people who are next to me. We'll talk about it and they'll be like, oh, that was sick. Like, I reckon it deserves this.
But like this
I
is
might
sick
disagree.
could be like a 48, whereas yours could be like a 40.
So when it's averaged amongst all the judges, it's like boom. And then they pop up to like third or fourth. And then it's just like the crowd goes wild.
I'm so excited to see that live.
It's going to be awesome.
Like it's going to be so cool.
Be awesome.
That's so cool. Okay.
Especially on the world stage. Like it's going to be. And some of those riders are insane.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question I have is, what is the best competition or singular run that you've judged so far and why? Like if you can think back, like one that sticks in your brain, either a run or just a competition where it was like, you know, you're sitting there going, oh my God, I'm so happy I get to judge this category on this day. Like this is so fun. This is so good. It's so tight.
Yeah.
What would you do?
So I'd probably say two, being that we've had the two different organizations.
Yeah.
That's so great. One of them was, I think, was it Sydney?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Is this when I was filming?
Yeah, the one that you were filming.
Okay.
That was a great one.
That was 2018, 2019?
Yeah, and I think it might have been
Sydney.
like under 16s or something. It was awesome to judge just because there was like 3 dudes battling for first place and it came down to like 0.5 of a point.
that was pros. It came down to 1 foot stomp over out of the bowl and into the next thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, that was a good one too. That was Sydney as well, but different park. That was like Slam.
So I wasn't at the one you're talking about.
No.
That one I was filming and you literally had my phone for 3 hours.
Yeah, but that one was really good. It came down to like a foot. Yeah,
foot
both
plan.
riders took the same line and did different tricks that were kind of similar. And then all we could work out is, the person who deserves second, they put their foot over one of the ramps instead of jumping it. And instead of doing a trick over it like the other person did.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't even deducting points. It was just, that looked worse than jumping over it with just a trick.
But it was also crazy because you guys went back and forth so much that people had to leave because they were missing their
went for
flights.
hours.
Like they were literally
They
like
went for
they had
hours.
to go catch their flights. It was crazy. And then the next year, no one booked their flights out on the same day as the competition because they were worried it was going to happen again.
But that's what happens with that event management style.
Yeah.
And then probably the best one was that New Zealand one that I did. Not even because it was like in a different country and that's like big and cool. Like, but the way it all ran, we had the heats worked out perfectly. The pro men division was so tight. But that park in general, it's called Basegate. Shout out to Bucky, the guy who runs that joint. They took care of me.
No, they did.
Which is really good. So, but yeah, the pro men's division. So that park is really hard to ride.
Yeah.
Because it's just so big and there's so much space in between all the ramps. So everyone was struggling to get over the park. And the whole week, everyone's like, oh, this park sucks. Like, and it's kind of like,
this is where it is. Make it happen.
Exactly.
Like,
you've got to make it happen.
Everyone else is in the same position. They have the same park.
Yeah. So it ended up coming down to a guy, I think he might be a local. I won't mention names because people might be salty about that, but it came down to like a local rider, or at least a New Zealander and an Aussie. They got really close scores. Some people weren't happy with the scores in the end, but I can still stick by mine because the guy who won it just had bangers that were super clean. I think he's actually a Queensland boy. Queensland or maybe Western Australia.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy, like just flew around the park with no pushes. Like it was just bizarre how it looked like he was on a different planet. It
literally looked like he was floating. On the live stream, it looked like he was floating.
I could say, like, I've gone back and watched those two runs and I could easily say that guy won. Like,
yeah.
Just when you look at the details and like he was riding the park like no other.
Yeah, that's
going like up the part you drop in and then stalling on stuff to jumping in and like, oh, it's
crazy.
All over the park. But that was definitely, that pro men's division.
I love that.
At New Zealand was awesome. And there was a few like people who, they weren't like major injuries or anything, but they got injuries like in their first, or they went so hard in the qualifiers that they kind of hurt themselves and they got into the finals. And this guy was like, the guy in particular, he was like, no way, like as if I got in to the finals. But he'd hurt himself that bad in the qualifiers just from pushing so hard that in the finals he couldn't do it. He's like, I can't land anything because I'm just so sore. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's such a
So even just to get to the finals for some people, it's worth so much pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next, I have two more. What is the thing that you are most looking forward to for the sport in the future? Like, what are you excited to see it get to?
I think no one likes to say like what it used to be because it did used to be a bigger sport, but it was never taken as serious as it is now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we've gone one way with some things, but we've backwards in others.
Yeah.
So the sport in total has lost a lot of popularity, but at the same time, it's taken more seriously than ever. You've got guys like Ryan Williams winning BMX championships, and I guess he started off as a scooter kid, and just like some of these dudes are crazy, and like Reese Rogers, like all these big names, Matty Saravolo, like huge names that are just like, and that's Australia alone.
Yeah.
That are just popping off and getting taken proper serious. Even Nitro World Games, all the guys who do Nitro World Games, I think like scooter triple backflip happened way before any other category had a triple backflip.
And even like Matty with his own skate park now, like he's got Volo Park and all that kind of stuff. Like it's becoming a lot more of a feasible situation.
Because I can even relate to some people who don't watch the sport because they're not used to seeing a scooter doing that. So to them, it's like that looks like it. So, like it doesn't look like pleasing. Like skating looks pleasing because you do a big kickflip down a thing and it's like you're floating in midair. BMX,
you can see the bike fully.
You can see it. Like there's so much, and the tricks are so slow with BMX that you can take it in and go, oh, that was a front flip with a tail whip and that. because they're just so heavy, right? But a scooter, you're doing like a backflip 360 with freaking throwing it over your head and like.
And I have no idea what they look like.
And then they just land it. Yeah. Like what's the guy's name? It's gonna escape me. I don't know. The guy on Mad Gear, or he was on Mad Gear. He probably isn't anymore. So anyway, guy from the UK, but he does like double backflip with like 7 tail whips. Looks insane.
I still can't count tail whips.
Yeah, no one can. And it's just like, if you've seen that in a competition, you would be like, what even is this sport? I'm turning it off.
But also, that's why I don't understand MCs, because how do they call all those tricks as they're happening? Yeah. I don't get it.
But this is where I reckon, like, if scootering was given the chance to sit next to X Games or sit next to, you know, skating or BMX in the Olympics or some huge thing where it's you're directly watching it next to one another. Like, yes, we're going to have the World Roller Sports, but it's not like the ones that are on telly or on whatever. They're not huge. Yeah. This is probably going to be one of the biggest things ever, and everyone's hyping it up. It's going to be so good. Mm-hmm. So it's like our first chance to kind of show. Not even our first chance to kind of show. I don't want to say.
No, but it is a big chance. It's not the first, it's not the last. It's just a really good opportunity to show that scooter is in line. With inline with all of the bigger roller sports
and
that have already got the recognition.
Yeah, because they're just as talented, like they're just as athletic, and it's when you hear it next to you. So if you watched BMX and you were like, "Oh, that's a 360 backflip, tail whip bar spin," and then you watch a scootering and it's like, "That's a 360 backflip with a triple tail whip double bar spin," because that's just like
because it's a lighter
an
piece of machinery.
Yeah, it's just lighter or something. You'd probably be like, "Whoa, what the hell?" If you didn't really know much about either sport, but yeah, it's really going to pop off and like dudes are just going crazy.
Cool.
So
I have one more question. All right.
Yes.
What is the top 3 riders that you would love to judge, past, present, or future?
Oh,
like top 3 dream that you would love to like judge their runs.
Oh, okay. This it's gotten hard.
This is going back to like you watching like YouTube edits at like 11 years old, right? So it can be literally anyone.
Do you want me to pick like riders at events or something?
You can any 3 riders.
Okay. I would have loved to. Oh damn, that's hard. So definitely. So I can't wait to judge. Oh no, because I got to pick 3. I would have loved to judge Dakota Schutz, like. Not in his prime, because he could still probably do it any day of the week. But Dakota Schutz at Claremont back in the day.
Yep.
San Diego. Because I even recently went back and watched that. That's like 2013 or something. But he looks like he's in a competition from last year.
Oh, wow.
Like but I'll have to show you that video.
Yeah, okay. I've asked you this question just because I need to now see these videos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'd love to have done that. Probably I'd love to judge a competition with past, present, or I mean probably Jordan Clark. I'd love to judge a competition where he's riding in it, which I'll probably get to do at the next World Games.
Yeah.
Which is going to be good.
Pretty cool.
Because he's like a very, or at least the way it's presented to me, he's a very competition heavy rider. And I've always liked judging. Who else?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, so far you have a past and a present.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so
if you want to just do a future, that works.
In future, I would like to keep judging and
watch the progression of
how 2 riders. Can I get 2?
You can have 2.
2, because it's kind of like I'd love to keep judging these 2 versing each other, because they're both amazing athletes. And they both take the sport very seriously, and they're both some of the best riders in the game. But Taj and Barney Sullivan.
I was just about to say, I can't wait to see what Taj gets to when he gets to pros and has gets that little bit older and has.
There's just
it's insane.
These guys take and it's good. They take the sport seriously because it is, and they see a big future in that. And it's like. Because that's the kind of riders we need.
They are the future of it, you know.
It is unfortunately, it is like a sport where you can't sort of have a full-time job in it or anything. But to have that drive when you're younger to I'm going to be the best there is. And some of these guys do. They'd whoop the butt of some pros any days.
Yeah,
but,
I've been saying for Taj for the last 2 years to just ride in pros.
Yeah,
like, I'm like,
so
just
many
do it.
But yeah. But honestly, those two riders, like, just I think watching the progression of those two versing each other would be fantastic. And I love judging those two, and even speaking to them after a couple competitions.
Yeah, buddy.
They know there's like a wall there where they can't ask like, oh, am I going to win if I do this, this, and this? But they'll, like, Taj will come up and give me two options. He'll go, what would score more points with any judge? And he'll be like real around the topic.
They're knowing how to like hack the system. And I really like that. It's very smart.
What would score more points if I was doing this, this, and this, and then did this trick? Would that trick win, or would this trick win? And he'll like give me two options, and I'm just going to be like, dude, I don't know, but if I was riding, I would do this one to save my energy for something bigger. Or something.
Yeah. Like, that's pretty cool.
You can't give them a points thing because it also is relative to what everyone else is doing, which makes it really confusing. But that's just part of the mental strain. So,
I love that.
Yeah, that would be
those two riders. I'm very excited to watch them evolve in the next couple of years. Like, I think it's just gonna, as scootering takes off and hits that next level, I think they're just gonna like go with it 100%.
One thing I'm not excited for the World Games is going to be dudes like that, but then in every country. So it's like
true.
All the countries that are competing, there's going to be the mid pack is going to be the best of the best, but there's 20 of those dudes.
Yeah. And also, I say to you all
20
the time,
Tajas doing 20 different runs.
That's crazy.
So 40 runs. Yeah.
Because I say to you all the time, like every now and then I'll sit there and I'll be like, how cool is it that you get to now like work and judge these people that you looked up to when you were a kid? Like, you know, there's just thinking of like Tommy Dang. You like, he's from our hometown. We're from the same hometown.
Shout out
Tommy. And you grew up watching like his edits, and it was so cool, and watching all these people, and then now you're like really good friends with them. Like, it's pretty cool that now you're in this position where you get to meet and hang out and be treated with a lot of respect as a judge and as a person by these people that you grew up watching.
I think it's so funny because it's funny you mentioned Tommy, because I'd grow up like watching videos of him and like a bunch of other guys and a bunch of UK dudes as well, and like Morrison, all these people, and you watch them, and people like Tommy and Maddie created the sport. And I remember watching an edit. It's like a chill edit of Tommy and Maddie just going around Melbourne parks, like doing crazy stunts.
I literally came home 2 weeks ago and you were watching it.
I was watching it again to reminisce. But it was so funny because watching that video, I was growing up and I was going, who the hell is this Maddie C guy? Anyway, and then years and years pass and I'm like judging Maddie. I'm going, holy smokes, this is a different level. Like because he just kept at it and he kept at it. And just holy moly, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's nuts.
I sit there and I'm like, dude, you're literally living like
he was good back then, but I'm trying to say like I idolized Tommy so much because he was like one of the big creators of the sport. Yeah.
And he still has so much heart in the sport. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's so good.
He is one of the sport's biggest advocates.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And a great judge too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think that's so cool that you seen this thing when you were younger and you loved watching it and being around it, and then you've managed to get into it, but you're also putting in the same amount of respect as you're getting out of it. I think that's really great.
Yeah.
But thanks for telling me all about your
that's okay. It's
your
gonna be
scootering stuff. I'm so excited for you.
Fun. And one day we might be able to have some guests on that know a bit about scootering history as well.
If anyone wants to come on that like knows about scooters and wants to have a chat, let us know.
The homies, hit it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Awesome. Do we want to go into a game?
I think that's a great idea.
Play along at home, or wherever you are. If you're in the car, play along in the car.
Yeah.
Better not be on your phone though.
Ooh,
bad boy.
Watch it out.
All right. So this game, I'm going to describe a movie to you.
Okay.
Oh, well, you're going to do the same to me. But we're going to describe movies to each other. Just dance around the topic, the plot.
Yeah.
And then see if we can get it. Now, mine kind of end up being a bit funny if I do say myself.
Same. Okay.
All right, good.
So I've got 3. Do you have 3?
I do have 3.
Okay, cool. So yeah, they do get a little bit funny. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
My first one's very short.
Mine are all like 1 or 2 sentences, but I can add on if we need.
My first one's like the shortest out of them all.
Okay.
All right. Family gets new dog. Cares for mischievous dog. Dog die. Sad.
What?
Would you like it again or?
Hang on. Say it again a bit slower.
All right. Family.
That's true. So continue. Go.
Family gets new dog.
Okay.
Cares for mischievous dog.
Mischievous dog. Okay.
Dog die. Sad.
Marley and me.
Yes.
Oh, Marley and me.
that was in unison.
That was. I still cry at that thinking about that movie.
This is when when we were planning this game, I was going to say, the points will be awarded to someone who could get the movie in the least amount of words. So I was literally going to say, dog die, sad.
Oh, and I would have been like Marley and me.
Yeah.
That's such a classic. Okay.
That's a good one.
Okay, my first one.
Yes.
I will do another. I'll go 1 sentence as well. Okay.
All right, go for it. If you want, you can break it up like 1 sentence at a time and go. There's 1 sentence. If I don't get it, keep going. Like, it's up to you.
Group of diverse species band together to journey to a volcano to help a teen destroy some jewelry.
Okay.
Do you want me to say it again?
Go again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Group of diverse species band together to journey to a volcano to help a teen destroy some jewelry.
Oh, this is to a volcano.
Yeah.
Diverse species.
Yeah.
Elves. Dwarfs. Men. They go through adventure. Is there a lot of walking in this film?
I said journey.
Journey. It's Fellowship of the... Oh, well, it's not Fellowship of the Ring, but it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
And that
it
is
is
the
Lord of the
fellowship that
Rings.
you're talking about with different species.
It is the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
I
Bing.
just thought I was like trying to think of the weirdest way to describe your favorite movie.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, that was really good. I like that.
Thank you.
Nice. To destroy some jewelry, not the one ring to rule them all.
It's just jewelry.
It's just jewelry, I guess, if you break it down like that. All right, this one dances around the subject a lot, I feel.
Okay.
As in, some of the stuff I say is just a slang way of saying something.
Okay. Sure.
All right?
Yep.
All right. Fluffy... This is a very larrikin
Monsters
way.
Inc.
Maybe I'll say no.
No, I'm joking.
This is a very
Fluffy.
larrikin way of saying it, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Fluffy rabbit man gets adopted, runs away from family into the snowy hill, evades his December taxes every year until he wins a Nobel award from the city. Then things turn around.
Say it again.
All right.
In parts.
A fluffy rabbit man
Okay.
gets forcefully adopted. He runs away from that family into a snowy hill. He evades his December taxes every year until he wins a Nobel award from the city. And then things start to turn around
Is this
on his
the
outlook.
Grinch?
Yes.
How is he a rabbit?
The fluffy rabbit man. Because he looks like
He's
a rabbit.
not a rabbit.
Yeah, but he's just a fluffy rabbit
That's
man.
what threw me. I'm like, but it's not. The December taxes was
December
the
taxes
good
until he wins a Nobel award.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's-
the holiday cheermeister.
That's the best I could come up with.
That's cool. I like that.
The holiday cheermeister. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Until he starts to have a new outlook on life is what I was meant to say. Not till things turn around.
That's good. I
Yeah.
like that one. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is 2 sentences.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Purple alien rampages across the universe to complete his rock collection, loses to a bunch of action figures.
Wait, what? Pebble alien
Okay, I'll say it again.
travels.
Purple alien rampages across the universe to complete his rock collection, loses to a bunch of action figures.
Purple alien travels through the galaxy. What?
Across the universe.
Across
to
the
complete
universe.
his rock collection, loses to a bunch of action figures.
Oh, is that the Avengers?
Yeah.
Purple. I was thinking like Monsters versus Alien. I'm like, no one's purple in Monsters versus Alien.
Yeah. So purple
Purple
alien is Thanos.
Alien
And his rock collection-
Dude.
The Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
his
got
rock
ya.
collection. And then
Thanos.
action figures.
Yeah, Thanos the Geologist. Yeah, right.
Oh, instead of Purple Alien, it could have been like Geologist, rampages across. That would have been even harder.
Purple Alien Geologist. Oh, dude. That is going to be the title of this episode.
I love it. The story of Purple
Alien
Geologist.
Geologist. Do you know what do you know what I did for the last one? If people who have gone and watched the first episode will know it. I wrote Olympic gymnast monkeys or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever we're talking about. So it's called like gymnast monkeys or something. Anyway, that's Purple Geologist.
Yep.
Purple Alien Geologist.
I love that.
That's hilarious. That's so good. Oh my God, just tooting your own horn. All right.
These were so fun to
Again,
come up with,
I've
by the
written
way.
this as like a larrikin way.
Okay.
All right. A rich prick spends his spare nights pummeling the poor and downtrodden delinquent citizens. That's very... Ooh.
That was bars.
That was bars. I'll start that again. From the DJ spin that shit. All right. A rich prick spends his spare nights pummeling the poor and downtrodden delinquent citizens. Otherwise, he has lavish dinners with his big benefactors.
Have I seen this movie?
Yes.
You sure?
Sorry. All right. Let me add one thing in there. Spends his spare nights.
Is it Batman?
Yes. I was going to say spends his spare nights dressing up and pummeling the downtrodden.
Because I was thinking Batman, but then I was like, when does he go for dinners? But then as soon as you said benefactors instead of like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. How good's that?
Pummeling
the delinquent citizens. That's the best I can come up with for criminals.
I love it. Okay, my
Stop.
last one.
In the name of the law, you delinquent citizen. Oh, God. That's sad.
That'll get you to stop.
Yeah, that'll get you to stop.
My last one is actually it's my biggest one. Okay. A physically disabled son is kidnapped after his mother and siblings are brutally murdered. His dad travels thousands of kilometers to find him with the help of a mentally unstable sidekick he meets along his journey.
Stephen Hawking went where? What?
Okay. So a physically disabled son is kidnapped after his mother and siblings are all brutally murdered. His dad travels thousands of kilometers to find him with the help of a mentally unstable sidekick he meets along the way.
What the hell? A mentally unstable sidekick. Physically disabled son.
Mother and siblings brutally murdered.
Holy fuck.
It's a kid's movie.
No, it's not. What the hell are you talking about? Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, break it up. A physically disabled son kidnapped after his mother and siblings are all brutally murdered. The dad travels thousands of kilometers to find him with the help of a mentally unstable sidekick who he meets along the way.
I got no fucking idea. Oh, wait. No, I got no fucking idea, dude.
Do you want to tell
How
you?
is it? Yeah.
Do you want to give up? Have I stumped you?
A physically disabled son.
Kidnapped.
Kidnapped.
Mother and siblings brutally murdered. Start of movie. Mother and siblings brutally
easy
murdered.
start for a child's movie.
Dad travels to find the son, but he meets a mentally unstable person along the way. And they get the son back.
What in the Paw Patrol is this shit? What? No, I got no idea.
It's Finding Nemo.
Oh, for fuck's Mother and siblings. Got you.
Because all of the other eggs get killed and his
God
gets scratched,
damn.
which is why he's physically disabled because one of his fins doesn't work.
Yeah, physically disabled son.
And then mentally unstable sidekick is Dory because she
my
has
God.
mental, like she can't, she loses her memory.
I fucked that up so bad.
It was so good. That was the one that
And they do. They travel thousands of miles. Dude, that's so right.
So I think I read something very similar to that like a couple of years back on Facebook, and I thought that was the funniest way to describe that movie.
Yeah, that's a good way.
So that's the one I started off with because I was like, that's so funny, especially when you say it's a kid's movie after all the terrifying things.
Have you heard of you've heard of like doublespeak? The doublespeak, not a movie. Like the idea of doublespeak is like lying without actually lying. Not even lying, telling the truth, but it sounds like, so weird. Doublespeak is like, it's like dancing around the subject like that.
That's so cool.
That was like...
Oh, yeah, so like lying without technically lying.
Yeah. I'm talking about Finding Nemo, but I'm not exactly. I'm talking about a movie with a physically disabled son.
Like, yeah.
It just reminded me of that phenomenon of doing that. Yeah, that's hilarious. Isn't that
cool?
Dude.
That's so cool.
Good
I like
work.
that. Knuckles.
Yeah,
that was fun. I like that one.
All right, you win. That's like 3-2. You're 3-2 your way. Let's get it.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I had to cut that. Just coughing fits happening all over the studio.
I'm really going through the war today.
No.
But yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That was very fun.
This was episode 2.
This was episode 2.
Good news.
Still is episode 2.
Good news.
Mm.
There is one more episode out at the exact same time as this.
Actually,
that you can listen to like right now.
There'll be 2. Because we're going to do the first 4.
4? Okay.
So if you're listening to this, there'll be 4 episodes of this.
Wow.
Probably better ones because we're still learning as we go.
But this one was fun.
But this one was really fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
And if you didn't know, we wanted to do this podcast because we used to have a radio show and we thought that was really fun to play games and talk and do all this fun stuff and just like learn a lot about each other and have conversations. So we're now putting it in podcast form, as is pretty much everyone else on the universe with a podcast right now. But we just wanted to be really cool and join in. So This is our podcast. Hopefully you listen to the next episode after this and the next one after that. And then hopefully after those first 4, we can get some cool guest in.
That would be cool.
Like in the next couple of episodes, I'd love to have a guest in so we could chat and discover all the fun stuff and the story of them and their situation.
Wouldn't it be cool if we did this like the radio show and we just talk for 10 minutes and then sit silently?
Oh, while the songs are on. Yeah, but we don't have copyright.
And then that's it. And then we just go back to talking for 10 minutes. Well, that song you just heard was Thin Air.
That was nothing because we can't get the copyright to it.
Thin Air by Oxygen and Nitrogen.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that was our podcast episode for today. I hope you tune into the next one because that will be really cool. And I hope you enjoyed Jay talking about his scootering situation stuff, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And enjoyed our game. If you have... Like, if you can think of a weird movie description, put it down below, like, wherever this is posted, so that we can try and guess what it is.
Yeah.
And that'll be a really cool thing that we can do in the comments.
That'd be cool. We definitely got to play that game again, because that was very funny.
We need to do that with, like, a guest or something. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Sweet.
That's been the story of the Purple Geologist.
No.
Purple Alien Geologist.
Are we really going to... I feel like we should call it something about, like, the story of... Jay's scooter judging with a hint of Purple Space Geologist.
That was 35 minutes of the story of my judging career and judging philosophy.
But that 2 minutes overtook it.
There was 2 seconds of the story of the Purple Alien Geologist. All right, we should probably bounce out of this.
All right,
thank you very much.
Bye.
Ready and